The country is waking up to its first government shutdown in nearly 7 years.
Yeah, it comes after a deadlocked Congress failed to reach a deal on funding. Republicans wanting a short-term deal that continues with the current funding, while Democrats demanding more funds for health insurance and public broadcasting.
More Senate votes are happening this morning as we speak, but there's no indication yet that the numbers are changing. Right now, hundreds of thousands of federal workers will be furloughed.
Joining us now live from Washington is Hawaii Congressman Ed Case. Aloha and good morning, Representative.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for joining us. So can you tell us the latest that you're hearing and where do we go from here?
Well, we're 12 hours into what should never have happened to start with. This is deeply disappointing, even disgusting. We're in as you pointed out, a shutdown for the first time in 7 years. Should never have happened. The bottom line is this. This Congress requires a bipartisan compromise because of the numbers in Congress in order for us to pass funding to keep our government open and to take care of a major crisis that is approaching very, very fast, wherein healthcare will essentially go up for tens of millions of Americans and their healthcare costs, including tens of thousands of Americans right here. That's not going to happen because we are trying to get it to happen. It's happening because a law which was passed to help people is going to expire. And the Republicans are intent on letting that law expire, the president and his colleagues in Congress. And we have said that that's not okay. We're fine. Of course, we're fine with funding the government, but not at the expense of allowing them to take that health care away from things. So this is a practical reality for people right here in Hawaii. Tens of thousands of people here would see their health care insurance premiums double. That would cause many, many of them to go off of healthcare altogether. That's not what we want to happen. And this is eminently solvable. It needs a bipartisan compromise. I've definitely been working with my colleagues in Congress, including on a bipartisan basis. There's a number of ways to solve it, but it has to be solved.
Representative, as you just laid out, healthcare is a sticking point for Democrats. Republicans, including Speaker Mike Johnson, are arguing that undocumented people should not get ACA benefits, the Affordable Care Act. Is that a part of the Democrats' proposal?
Absolutely not. That is irresponsible to say. The amount of misinformation that is being thrown out there by both the president and my colleagues in Congress is unacceptable. There is no intention to cover undocumented immigrants. The price tag for this is not $1 trillion. This is the continuation of an existing law, which passed Congress, was signed into law by presidents, to provide health care to those in the most need. That's a really basic concept there. We are extending a law which is about to expire at the end of this year. And President Trump, Speaker Johnson, and others apparently don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. And I don't think that that is right, and neither do my colleagues. And so the compromise is an obvious one, to extend that law. We can fix it, we can modify it, we can take care of concerns with it, but it needs to be extended.
What should folks prepare for? How long do you suspect the shutdown will last?
You know, the frustrating thing is that this shutdown can end in literally 12 hours. The deals to arrive at a bipartisan compromise that will actually pass Congress, and remember that this bill cannot pass without the votes of both Republicans and Democrats. If the Republicans could do this themselves without taking care of health care and just letting it lapse, they would have done it already. But they can't do it because they need 60 votes in the United States Senate. And so the bottom line is the compromise is there. It's basically already been worked out. We know where we have to go on it. We know what it takes to put it together. It can come together very, very fast. And I'm hoping that it will, because I think that people need to come to their senses and say, this is not worth this. This is not what the United States Congress is supposed to be about. Now, I don't know exactly what the president or his colleagues in Congress are going to do about this. And so I can't predict this any more than anybody else, how long they're going to stretch this out. But obviously, we all need to prepare for the consequences of that. And the consequences are most severe to our federal workers, for whom I feel the most real sympathy and, just disgust on your behalf, because you are the ones that are going to be impacted the most severely. And that includes somewhere around 25,000 federal civilian workers here in Hawaii, and together with, by the way, 50,000 or so military service members and their families who today are working without pay, if not being furloughed from their jobs. And to make matters worse, President Trump has threatened to basically lay them off. And yesterday, he even went to the point of hinting at the reduction of actual benefits, which is an absolutely irresponsible statement to make, because those benefits are provided by law. They're going to be paid by law, including Social Security. And if he tries to cut them off, he's going to get sued for it. And so, I hope this all ends very, very fast. It can end very, very fast. But while we're going through it, it is absolutely not anything that anybody would want to do. My office remains open. I'm on the job. My staff is on the job, and we're here to help people through it.
Representative Case, thank you so much for joining us as we're taking a live look right there at the Senate floor.